so many things you're doing every day are unwittingly making the problem worse, re-aggravating, re-irritating that lower back, giving you the flare-up, and then all of a sudden, we feel like we're getting back to square one and we don't feel confident enough to maybe even do any of the rehabilitative work. So the first thing that we're doing, when we're getting out of a chair, and I'll bring this chair down because it's probably that you'll be on a chair that's more this kind of height. The first thing we do is we kind of come out with the legs here and then we go to get up from this position. This makes no sense, right? I'll move away a little bit more. Look at where my feet are. My feet are interacting with the ground. My center of mass is here. So what do? Naturally, you try and get your center of mass over. Look at my lower back. The spine is in the way. Let me move that out of the way. Look at my lower back. In order to get my center of mass over my legs, I then have to fold forwards and then somehow try and get up. This is a real issue. Now, sometimes you're going to be on a box-like chair, okay? So you might not actually be able to get your feet under the chair the same way in which I'm doing there. You might be on something like, let's pretend it's an armchair. This is a bit higher than you might be on, but you can't get your feet underneath. So you have to do something else, right? But I'll touch on that in a second. So the first and most obvious thing is stop getting out of the chair like that, right? Stop having your feet so far away from you. The most important thing we can do to think about here is we want to avoid the forward bending, which compresses the spine, increases loading, and flexes and really provokes those L5-S1 and L4-5 segments of the lumbar spine. And then we end up going like this, and then we're like, oh gosh, it's so painful, it's so painful, it's so painful, it's so painful, it's so painful. And we're moving the spine all over the shop. No wonder we're struggling. So what we do instead is we first use our hands on the side of the chair, and we shimmy ourselves as close to the edge as we can, keeping our spine still, right? I'm not moving the spine, I'm just keeping my spine still. My upper body stays still. I'm using my arms, take a bit of the load off my spine. Then my feet. I want to get my feet as close to underneath my center of mass as possible. Now, yes, this is going to involve challenging the knees a little bit. And so you can take a wider stance if you want to, and that can really help, right? You get your feet underneath you, and then you push vertically. So you come straight up like so. And then you can walk away. You engage yourself, of course, as you're doing this. This makes the world of difference. And when you're sitting down again, we don't go way back like so. We come close to the chair. We find the chair. And then we slowly lower ourselves down like so. The important point of consideration here is that you are going up on the toes. That is straining the knees, right? And the big problem that a lot of people with lower back injuries down here have is that you were weak and vulnerable before you actually injured the back in any significant way. And if you injured your back picking up your water bottle or something like that, you didn't have a strong back before, which means that it's very likely you probably don't have strong legs. So there's only so long you can go before you start to maybe aggravate your knees a little bit doing this.